Hello, and welcome to another episode of Legal Tuesdays. I am Monica Miller, the legal director and senior counsel here at the American Humanist Association. And on this series, I answer your questions about separation of church and state that you've asked for us either on our social media platforms or on our online complaint form. The question today comes from our online complaint form, and I will be keeping this one anonymous. The questioner says that in a town in Virginia, a court employee made my sister swear on a Christian Bible and repeat the words, "So help me God," during a probate hearing to process my parents' will. The person goes on to say that their sister is a Christian and had no apparent issue with this swearing in, but the complainant, as a non-Christian, has an issue with this. And so the question is it constitutional? And the answer is it kind of depends. It's not unconstitutional for the Bible. It's not per se unconstitutional for the Bible to be used in a state swearing-in ceremony as an option for a witness. The problem is when it's being forced. Not only does the First Amendment give you the right as a citizen under our Constitution to abstain from saying, "So help me God." There's case law that confirms this, and it's not just the Establishment Clause, but the Free Exercise Clause as well. There's a Fifth Circuit case involving, I think it was an atheist who didn't want to say, "So help me God," and I believe the Fifth Circuit said that not only was requiring an atheist to say, "So help me God," in either a court proceeding or a form violative of the First Amendment's Establishment Clause that gives us separation of church and state, but also the Free Exercise Clause that basically says the government can't, compel recitation in a certain belief. So it's blatantly unconstitutional for the government in any sort to force one to say, "So help me God," or to swear on a Christian Bible. So if this fellow had been the witness being sworn in, and he said, "No, thank you, I do not want this Bible, I would prefer to affirm," and that's what the alternative is. You have a right to affirm rather than to swear. And let's just say the court clerk said, "No, tough luck, buddy, here's the Bible, and this is your only chance to be a witness. Otherwise, you can go." That would be so unconstitutional, we would bring a lawsuit like then and there. But as far as his sister goes, she didn't object. She sounds like she has no problem with it, and that's the way that she prefers to be sworn in. That in and of itself is legal, and it would be hard to make an argument that the brother has standing to challenge his sister's swearing in. The cases involving presidential swearing-in ceremonies haven't been successful for standing reasons. So the long and the short of it is it's blatantly unconstitutional for the government to require you to say, "So help me God," without the option to affirm or to just simply not say those words. But short of them forcing you or pressuring you to do so or not offering you the alternative, then at least as the law stands right now, it's legal. So that's the end of today's segment. I do want to put a quick plug in for our conference this weekend. I will be giving a talk at, I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern, but please double check our website, talking about all things separation of church and state at the Legal Center. And definitely stay tuned for all of the other talks that we have going on. And for sure, make sure you stay tuned for the awardee, Dr. Fauci. So with that, I will talk to you on the next segment of Legal Tuesdays.